What happens when you're done giving your power away to something or someone else? What happens when you want to, maybe you're not ready, but you want to step into another season of your life? When you want to elevate yourself, what do you do? How do you get yourself through that? And I'm asking those questions, I'm posing those questions because sometimes when you're in a season of life where you've let other people answer for you, you've said yes to things that you might not fully have wanted to say yes to, or you've tried justifying certain decision in your life, maybe people, places, things, whatever you've done. And now that you look back, you're reflecting, it's been however amount of time. It could have been yesterday, it could have been 3 days ago, 3 years ago, whatever that might be. When you're ready to step out of that season of your life and take control of the decisions and take ownership in what you've been through, and also take ownership in your life. What is it that you have to do? Let me step back. Not that you have to do, but what do you do? How can you get yourself to the next step and next phase of your life and not revert back to your old ways? Well, I'm gonna share my perspective, my story, and how I've been able to allow myself to, from the things in life that I've maybe not been so proud of myself for doing, or the things that I've said yes to and I truly knew that I didn't want to do, but I did anyway. How I've learned to give myself power back and allow myself to say yes to the things that I want to and no without feeling like I have to give someone an answer, or I have to justify it, or explain to other people. So it's taken me a while. If I look back at the version of Dania, the version of myself, it's not that I wouldn't recognize, but I probably would be like, how could you let someone, or how could you allow that to happen? And I'm grateful for the seasons and the different things I've been through, but what I've used to do, or some things that I would allow myself to do, is say yes to relationships, say yes to people, say yes to things, because I wanted to keep the peace. I wanted to make sure everything and everyone was okay. And what that showed me, and I think everything you do, every decision you make in your life shows you how you love yourself in that moment. And I'm saying this not because there will never be any sacrifice that you make in your life. That's not true. There's always going to be sacrifice, or there's always going to be a cause and effect, or something that you give up for something else. Always. There's no going around that. But sometimes I think what we try to do, especially for someone who would try to keep the peace, you try to make sure everyone else is okay, but what that shows yourself is you're okay to be given less, or you're okay to be the last person to eat at the table. And what that shows you as a person is it shows you that you will do everything else for everyone else and keep the last energy for yourself. And eventually you'll find that doesn't work. It's not sustainable. And when you come through that moment of your life when you're done giving everyone else everything and you want to learn how to truly love yourself and be able to start making decisions and say yes to things when you actually want to do those things. I think first it's important to recognize that you cannot please everyone. From someone who has a marketing background, if you are saying yes to everything, if you're someone who tries to appeal to everyone, you're going to appeal to no one. There's a reason why people who are on the edge, or people who say completely yes, go all in on this, and say completely no, and don't even like think about the other side. There's a reason why people pick sides. It's because if you're on both sides, then it's kind of like, and I want to make sure I'm saying this well, but it's kind of like if you have two teams, like say you cheer for, I don't even know sports, but say you cheer for LA and then you want to cheer for Golden State. It's like both teams, like if you're someone who will just cheer for both teams, what happens when those two teams are facing each other? Then what do you do? What do you choose? Who do you pick? And you can't, if you want to show up and be someone who's confident, you have to be all in on that team, no matter what happens. No matter if they win or if they lose, you have to be all in on that thing. And I think that's what it felt like for me. It's like, okay, I'll do a little bit of this for you. I'll do a little bit of that for you. I'll say yes because I just want to like get over it. I don't want to even like think about this. But I think it feels way better when you ask yourself first, do I actually want to do this? Do I truly want to go to this event? Do I want to wear this or buy this because I feel a certain way about it? Or is it just, do I really want to feel good in this? You got to be able to ask yourself honest questions and answer for yourself and make those decisions truly for yourself. Because if you're someone who tries to get the advice from everyone and you can't make your own decisions, that's where you're showing and you're allowing yourself those leaks in your life. Kind of like, think about a cup, like a plastic cup, and you start poking holes in it. It's like, this person said this, that person said I should dress this way, this person said I should go out with this person, or whatever it might be. And then eventually there's going to be all these leaks and everything's going to fall, all the water's going to drain out of the cup, because you can't keep pouring into that cup with all those leaks. So you have to be able to stand up for yourself and say, like, you know, let me think about it. Like sometimes, well, today, if I don't truly want to do something, or if I feel like this is not the decision I want to make, I have to be like, hey. And it doesn't mean that this might be something that you think about. Sometimes you do change your mind, and that's fine, you're human. But I think you have to show yourself, I can say no, or I can say yes, and that is how I'm truly feeling. This is what I actually want to do. Other things that has helped me is to focus on certain goals, and when other things come in and they're pushing me away from the goal that I have, then I have to say no and focus on that goal. If you're not someone who has a goal or has anything that you want to achieve, picking a goal, something that you can possibly try to do daily, whether it's like, I want to wake up at this time, and showing yourself proof also helps you to build more confidence in yourself And sometimes that's what happens. You have maybe lower confidence in yourself, and that's because you allowed other people to dictate your life and tell you what you should or should not do, or people have taken over your life, so it kind of deflates. It's kind of like a balloon that is filled with air, and then all these people and everything starts to suck out all the air, and then you're just this deflated balloon, and you're just like this wilting balloon. But you gotta pump air back into your life by saying yes to the things that you want, by giving yourself permission and the audacity to say, hey, are you going to go back to school and finish that degree because you want to, or are you going back to school because you think your mom, your dad, your uncle, whoever, is it because you're first generation or whatever the heck? I'm not trying to say that any of this is wrong, or having certain ambitions because of different family and stuff is wrong, but truly, like, is that something that you want to pursue? Because sometimes we pick things because we want to please other people, and nothing's wrong with making other people happy or trying to. Let me backtrack because I don't want to conflict. It's not that like you're going to be someone who always causes the controversy or the friction within like the group or whatever environment people you're a part of. It's about, hey, this is not right for me. I don't feel, or I don't see this as a goal or thing that I want to achieve. This is not my passion, my mission. This is not what I'm called to do. And once you find or come to that, I think it becomes a lot easier for you to start saying yes and no to different things in your life, and to give yourself permission to do that. Other things that sometimes might come up is sometimes people who have hidden the shadows. I've been that person, like hiding behind other people, or just trying to dim my own light and just not trying to outshine or be bright. Sometimes when you do that, again, it's another thing that is teaching yourself and your body that I'm not good enough or I'm not worth it. And I think that's a big lesson that a lot of us have to learn, me including. It's kind of crazy because the decisions that you make in your life show yourself, your body, your mind, your soul, every single part of you, of what you truly believe in yourself. And if you feel like if you feel like you don't feel worth it, you don't feel like you're meant for anything, or that what the heck are you doing here, and why do I feel like I'm not sure what I want to do with my life, I feel lost, I think that's when it's time you need to start getting familiar with yourself and start to learn the things that you want to do. Sometimes that takes trying and testing out different things you think you might enjoy, different hobbies, different activities, going to different events, allowing yourself to try new things and show yourself, hey, I might like this, and not putting any pressure on yourself to do anything with it, but trying different, even if it's like trying a new meal, like you don't know, do you like tofu? I don't know. Like, you might be surprised the things that you like, or the things that might bring joy into your life, if you at least give yourself the opportunity to try it. And I think within reason, with all the adults that are watching this video, if you're watching this video, within reason, you got to give yourself the opportunity to go out there and test to see like what things light up your world. Are you like, do you like maybe you can be a florist or something like that. I don't know. It's like, I think sometimes we're waiting for other people to tell us, like we're waiting for someone to just knock on the door and be like, here it is, here's the answer, here's the blueprint. But life is meant to be explored. You shouldn't let yourself wait to get the answer, or to feel like you have to sit on something and be like, I'm not sure, I'm just going to wait for the signs or whatever. I think when you are in the driver's seat, if you're someone who's driving your life, you want to be able to be the person who can say, hey, you can, kind of like I was talking before, asking yourself questions to gauge how you're at in life. You can ask yourself, hey, is this something that I feel like I want to do, called to do? Is this something that I'm doing because of a different situation? Is this something I truly want to get into? And then another thing I like to note, even with all the different things I'm talking about, is there's a time to pivot, and then there's a time to dig in, and there's a time to stay locked in. And I think only you can determine that time for you. Sometimes we're waiting and we're going and waiting for other people to give us a sign or tell us, hey, here's the season that I'm at. Should I do this? Should I do this? Should I not? Yes, you can. I think it's important to have mentorship and people that coach you and help you. But I think you still have to have your own vision for your life, because if you give your vision away to someone else, then that's when you start to see the leaks in your life. And I think in a world where there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of opportunity to hear a lot of noise. I think today more than ever, it's important for us to become the drivers in our life, the people who have the vision for ourselves. And even if we're in a season where it's like, I'm not fully sure yet, I'm still in the season where I'm testing things out, I'm trying to figure out, or I'm just in this season where I'm kind of at a crossroads. You can stay at that road and figure out where you want to be, but I wouldn't dwell on it too long. Like I don't say like, now I'm not. I don't want you to think like, hey, this is the season of my life. I'm just here. Like, don't give in to like those things, but I want you to be able to be like, hey, this is the vision for my life. This is what I want out of my life, and I can do this thing. And I think little by little, you'll start to gain more confidence in yourself and your abilities. And I think truly a lot of things happen when you give yourself the permission to step into that seat, build a vision for your life, and go with it. I don't know. Life is interesting. Life is amazing, and life has a lot of lessons for us. And I think it's time for us to be a people who are people of vision, people who have drive, people who have, now I'm not saying creative like being someone who's like artsy, but to be that creative person in your life where you can draft, you can mold, you can create things and live a life that is full. And if you're in a season where you're not sure what to do, maybe that's the time, that season where you start testing, start figuring out what that next thing is. And then if you feel like you've been in a rut or stuck, go ahead, start testing, start moving, start doing a few different things. Maybe you can try to figure out that next thing in your life. But I think more than ever, like being able to understand like what your vision is in your life is so much more important. It starts to allow you to be in that driver's seat of your life and be able to create a life that you love and you enjoy. Those are kind of the lessons I've learned, and something that was kind of on my heart to share. If it resonates with you, all for it. If you have any questions, thoughts, or maybe you want me to go deeper into a certain topic, feel free to leave a comment, and I would do my best to address that in the best way I can. Thank you for watching, and I will be back tomorrow.